Okay, guys, it is 5-2 in the third set for Coco, and it's getting intense. Sorry, I don't have a mute on my TV right now. I don't know where the remote is, but yes, I will be reacting to the possible last set. Okay, let's see. I said last set, the last game of the tournament. Okay, another long rally here. 5-2, love all. Another Sabalenka forehand error. She's hit a lot of those today. I think at the start of the third set, she was at 20 errors on the forehand side alone. So, yeah, forehand is not the best right now. Coco serves. Okay. Confident forehand from Coco. All right, another loopy one. Oh, drop shot from Sabalenka into the net. At least she's trying to change it up. She knows she's about to lose. 30 love, Coco. 5-2 in the third set. All right, here we go. She serves. Forehand. Oh, another pushed forehand from Coco. It's loopy, though, so Sabalenka has to change it up. Another long rally. Oh, another pushed forehand. Oh, jumping backhand from Sabalenka goes out. 3 match points for Coco Gauff, and I have chills. This is kind of crazy. This is insane. Here we go. Serve. Down the middle. Oh, she's probably going to be nervous. Oh, backhand exchange. Passing shot. Coco Gauff is the US Open. She gets her first Grand Slam. She's the US Open winner. It finally happened as a teenager. 2-6, 6-3, 6-2, and she's in tears. This is a great moment for American tennis. Alrighty, well, here comes my recap after this, guys. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Brandon. Welcome back. I just got done watching the Women's US Open final. Yeah. Tennis quality-wise, not amazing, but it's okay. The outcome just trumps everything. Coco Gauff is your US Open 2023 Women's Champion, and there's just so many good things to come out of Coco Gauff, because I'll get to that later. Let's actually just start off with the match. The first set was a little bit abysmal from Coco. The nerves took over her. Her forehand was nowhere to be found. Confidence was like in the gutter, but it's okay. As you'll see later, she ends up finding some confidence, just maybe a little bit. But onto the Sabalenka side, Arena Sabalenka was playing great tennis, her typical game. You clearly saw that her game plan was to hit it to the Coco Gauff's forehand and just draw some errors, some forced errors or unforced errors because Coco, but some forced errors from that Coco Gauff forehand wing. Yeah, Sabalenka played great. Handful of winners. The errors were still there because it's Sabalenka. Served great. Won a lot of her first serve points. Not a lot of first serves went in from either player, but it's okay. But no, yeah, just takeaways from that first set. Coco needed to find her confidence, find her forehand. Her defense was still great. The Coco Gauff game was still there. I like to say the forehand is not a part of the Coco Gauff's A game, if that makes sense. Like, that's not her plan A. Her forehand is really just there to kind of just start points, and her defense is the main key to her game. But as you'll see, she eventually found a great medium between defense and offense. And let's go into the second set. So So in the second set, Coco was able to find her forehand. She was able to hit through it more. In the first set, the nerves kind of just took over her. She was cutting short on her follow through. Her contact point wasn't great. Her contact point wasn't really great in the majority of these points, even going into the second set. Yeah, and her defense was enhanced, which like I said earlier, that is her key to her game, is her defense, her movement speed, the foot speed, very explosive movement, very long strides, great solid backhand to kind of back up her ability to just see the ball before it's hit. Like Sabalenka hits pretty fast ball, and you're going to need some like cheetah-like speed to get to some of those balls. And yeah, the second set, the whole match actually was just, she kept surprising me. Coco kept surprising me with how well she was able to, one, read the Sabalenka ball, get to the Sabalenka ball, and if it went to the backhand, hit a solid shot off the Sabalenka ball, able to just redirect it down the line, redirect it short, cross court, deep, middle, and even on the forehand, like I said, she was able to find a bit more confidence in the second set on that forehand side. Yeah, when she got that forehand, she was able to just kind of loop it down the line to Arena's backhand, or loop it down middle, kind of get Arena stumbling here and there. Yeah, so that was the majority of the second set. Coco takes that second set 6-3. Sabalenka, she's kept her game, but she started to notice that Coco was gaining more confidence in her movement and her forehand, so just attacking the forehand wasn't gonna cut it. And unfortunately for Sabalenka, her errors started to rack up, but I don't blame her. She still played a decent set. When you're up against a player that is basically a wall, you start to go for smaller targets, and in the third set, Sabalenka made those adjustments that I'll talk about in just a second. But yes, Coco Gauff takes the second set 6-3. Okay, the third set, Sabalenka's errors did not go down. They actually increased the forehand side. By the third set, just alone on that forehand side, she hit over 20 errors. I believe the final error count for that forehand was anywhere from 25 to 27 errors. I really don't remember an exact number, but yes, and nothing went down on the Coco Gauff's game plan. Her confidence was still there. She went up a very quick 4-love lead. I think 4-love. Yeah, 4-love lead. The nerves did start to kick in once she was at 4-love. Like, you're about to win a Grand Slam. You're 2 games away from your first Grand Slam. Of course, the nerves are going to kick in. She's been there before, but Sabalenka isn't Iga Swiatek. Like, yeah, like, if your confidence is going to be low versus Iga, even though it shouldn't be, because that's what she thrives off of. Anyways, I digress. But yes, back to the third set. Yes, Coco Gauff jumped up to a pretty convincing 4-love lead. Sabalenka was just hitting airs off the bat, off the bat of that first set. Coco's defense still came into play, but the third set is where she definitely was able to find she's able to just bring offense and defense and put it together into like this one big master plan, and it worked up until the fifth game of that set, where Sabalenka was able to find a bit of form, hit a couple aces in that game at 4-love, much cleaner hitting, and you can just tell some more errors were starting to come off that forehand side from Coco. Yeah, I mean, once you're, like I said, in the first set, when nerves start to take over, her confidence goes down, and once her confidence goes down, that Coco Gauff forehand, just you don't know where it is, like, and you don't have an air tag on it apparently to find it. So once it was Sabalenka takes that game, brings it to 4-1 Coco. Sabalenka ends up taking a medical timeout. I'm not sure what this was for, or I don't want to speculate the intentions behind this medical timeout, but do with what you will with that. I don't know. Do what you will with that information. Coco does end up losing her serve at 4-1. Sabalenka breaks her at 2-4. Coco breaks Sabalenka back at 5-2 in that third set. Coco was able to just gain 3 match points right off the bat, off some really good serves and some really good and some really poor play from Sabalenka. Yeah, she was able to beat Sabalenka in that third set 6-2 pretty convincingly, and I was really shocked that the nerves and the confidence didn't take a toll on Coco in that third set. The confidence stayed there, the nerves stayed away. And yeah, Coco Gauff ends up being the US Open champion, her first Grand Slam. So let's get into some other things. Coco Gauff probably had one of the best North American hardcourt swings in a while, winning Washington, making the quarterfinals of Montreal, winning Cincinnati, then winning the US Open. I believe she is she's won 17 of her last 18 matches, so that makes her 17-1 since Wimbledon, since that nasty first round loss at Wimbledon. She goes up to a new ranking of world number 3, so RIP to the big 3. I mean, it's not like Pegula wasn't world number 3 last week anyways, or this week too, but anyways, the big 3, the WTA big 3 is a discussion for another video. Before I jump off of Coco and talk about Sabalenka, I still think the forehand is still a pretty big liability to Coco, and we saw that in the final, and we saw that a bit in the semifinals too, versus Mukova. Once she's able to gain the confidence, she's still prone to just chicken winging the ball into the air, looping the ball. Those are, they can end up being pretty good defensive shots, but if she's going to want to be solid going forward, she's going to need to find some changes in that forehand. And I really think it's not the grip, because as we see, Iga does pretty well with the extreme Western grip. Zheng does pretty well with the extreme Western grip. She just needs to shorten that. She's kind of stuck between a women's forehand and a men's forehand, WTA versus ATP forehand. She's kind of stuck in between them. I believe she should go more towards the WTA forehand. So she kind of goes all the way around and then takes it down, goes forward, instead of going behind her body and then striking it flat through the ball. She should kind of start flattening out a bit, mainly to compete with these other women who are just blasting forehands at her forehand. Or if she wants to take that ATP route, all she needs to do is just make her swing smaller. Instead of going all the way up, she should just go from here to here. I know I'm not on a court right now, I don't have my racket, it's really hard to explain, but honestly, once she gets that forehand down and she can find a good consistent high first serve percentage, I think she can be one of the best in the world. That, like, her defense and speed is unmatched. Probably Iga is really the only one that comes close to that. Yeah, but once she gets that forehand above average, people should really start to worry about Coco Gauff. They already should have been worried about Coco Gauff, but yeah, anyways. Talking about Sabalenka, the new world number 1 after this week. She's had a great season. The season isn't over, but no one can take away from the season she's already had. Australian Open winner, semifinals, 5 straight semifinals since last year's US Open. That's kind of crazy. I think the last person to do that is Serena Williams. Speaking of, Sabalenka is a reincarnate of Serena Williams, like that fieriness, the power. Sabalenka also has a pretty underrated all-court game. She can just do it all. And sometimes she just has an off day, but when she's having an on day, like, she's basically unstoppable. But that's really all I have to say about Sabalenka. Congratulations to both for a great couple weeks, and yeah, I'll repeat it, Coco Gauff is your US Open 2023 champion, and she's finally a Grand Slam champion. That feels great to say. Alrighty, see y'all in the next one. Have a great day. It's finally not 12 a.m.